In this video, we're going to look at how to position our div tags or our boxes exactly where we want them. If you have a look at the div tags, they're exactly where I want them, but the way the spaces are between them is not what I want. Let's have a look at the design of my website. 900 pixels wide, 300 pixels for box 1, 600 for box 2, and my box 3 is again 900 pixels. Now if you have a look very closely, you can see that I've got these gaps in between, and this is really important because designing this website, I didn't actually design all the boxes to be touching each other like so. So I really want this space in between, and it's very easy to do these spaces as long as you know what you're doing. So we're going to keep coming back to this diagram because it's very important, and what I would like you to remember is this 900 pixels because it is very important. So let's go back to our brackets, and what I'm going to do is use a tag in my CSS which is a margin tag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the header and I'm going to put a margin at the bottom, so that's underneath that header. I want to put a margin, and I'm going to put a margin of 10 pixels, and you can see immediately in the web page that beautiful gap has come and it started to look more like a website. Now let's do the same to box 1. So really what I want to do according to my design is I really want this gap here. So what I want to do is put a margin to the right hand side of box 1. So let's do that. I'm going to go to box 1, same as I did with the header, but now I'm going to do margin and right, and I'm going to put the same margin of 10 pixels, and you'll see immediately something terrible's happened really. So the whole design of my website just kind of failed here, and to understand that, what we have to do is figure out this. Let's look at our 900 pixels again. So 900 pixels is exactly the width of my website. So there's my 900 pixels, and what I just said was take a box of 300 and add 10 pixels to it, and what that's actually done is it's pushed box number 2 to the right, and according to our CSS everything floats to the left. So box 1 floats to the left, box 2 should float to the left, but because we've added this space of 10 pixels next to it, box 2 now thinks, well, I don't have enough space because I stick outside of that 900. Therefore, according to the rules, box 2 has to go to the next line or underneath box 1. So we've just pushed box 2 out. Now there's a couple of ways of solving this. The easiest way would be to take box 1 and make its width 10 less than it was. So that's 290. And you can see immediately that fixes the problem. Now the way we do this is really simple. If our box 1 is 300 pixels and I put a 10 pixel margin next to it, what I'm actually doing is I'm going to take my 300, put 10 pixels margin to it, and take that away from the 300, which equals 290. Really, the total is still 300. This is really important that we understand this simple maths, because now what we've done is we've added the margin to the right, but we didn't destroy the layout. Now we have a problem with box 3. We want to put a margin on top, but because we use the clear both, it won't work because it kind of ignores any margins when you've got that. Just to show you that's true, we'll go over here and we'll put a margin top, and we'll put a margin of 10 pixels, and you can see that even though there's a margin there, it absolutely doesn't agree with that. It says, well, no, I'm clearing both, so I'm not going to put a margin there. So let's delete that, and what we could do is put a margin at the bottom of box 2. So let's do margin bottom 10 pixels, and that will push box 3 down. We could also put a margin on box 1 at the bottom. It won't do any harm, and it might help the layout later, but for now I'm quite happy with that. So let's just have a look at the website the way it is. We've got all of our elements where they should be, everything inside the elements is how it should be, and now we've added these spaces inside and it looks much better than it did before.